SiriusXMHits1. I'm Ryan. Stan's here, Nicole's here, and our old friend, Charlie Puth. What's up, dude? It's been so long since we've seen you.
It's been a very long time. How is everybody?
How you doing, man?
Actually, that's a lie. It has not been a long time since I've seen you. You probably didn't see me, but you were my first post-pandemic concert.
Oh my gosh!
Right? Yes.
Oh, right.
You played in New York City. You played in Brooklyn in December, I think. You played a party in December, and I snuck in and got to see you. And it was the first time that I was like around people that I got to see a concert. And you were there, and I was just sad I didn't get to actually say hi.
Wow, I need to get a new security team.
Charlie.
I mean, it was so great to have you. Thanks for playing the record.
Thanks, Charlie.
Also, Ryan, that's so cute that you just called something post-pandemic. We are far from it being post anything.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Gee.
That's optimistic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Keep on. Hey, Charlie, I got to compliment you in your TikToks, man.
So fun.
The anatomy of a hit is incredible. I love the way that you brought everybody in and you show them how you piece together and put together. Y'all need to follow him on TikTok. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely incredible.
Well, you know what's really, it's always fun doing interviews with your friends, by the way. It's very nice to see all of you. This does not feel like work. When the cameras are off and the microphones are off, I would always show you guys versions of songs that I'm working on. Like when before Attention came out, it's like I showed you like something that was brewing. And I never thought that, I always thought that like people wouldn't care about the layers of music and how a song is made. I thought that was just like stuff for us and like close friends, and like I didn't know that could be like a pop culture thing. But I went to get a coffee yesterday and there were like 10-year-olds, granted I'm 30 years old, they're 10-year-olds playing soccer, and they all ran up to me asking me like when Light Switch was coming out. Aww. And how they can like make a song of their, like, because they all have phones. I got my first phone when I was 14, so I guess that's times have moved on, but it's super cool. I never thought it could be so cultural.
Yeah. It's interesting because over the years we have talked to you because we're like, you're this like musical genius, and we asked you before if you had ever like, what happens? Like, do you just hear like songs in your head? Do you hear beats? And I feel like you let us go into your brain a little bit, because I mean, when I'm listening to music or thinking about music, I'm never like, and what if this? And what if this? And and you just use everything around you, and it's just so cool.
Well, music is very energetic as much it is sound, as whatever as spiritual as that sounds. It's true. A particular chord change against a melody can change the way that a lyric sounds. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, when it was in a little bit of a lower key in the demo phase in the 80s, and before Whitney sang it, just the tone of her voice made it sound, it's hard to explain, which is why the music is such an enigma, but it made it feel different when she sang it, just the vibrations of her voice versus the demo singer.
When you have another artist in the studio with you and you're producing or like songwriting with them, are you speaking to them the way that you do like a TikTok? Like, what if you heard drums like this, or a guitar like this, or a light switch, or a knock on the wall?
You should slam some garbage cans together and call it your next single. But yes, honestly, I joke, but it's true. It's very rare that when I worked with when I wrote Stay for Kid Leroy, we all wrote it together, me, Blake, and Omer, and Leroy. It was me, just actually the piano that this computer sits on right now, the Juno, and I was just playing some very almost ballady type chords, some very like throwbacky type of chords. And I split it up. I split up the notes. So instead of playing the chords, I did ding da 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 bum ba ba. And Leroy's such a melodic genius that he and a lyrical genius that he heard those notes and sang them exactly, mirrored them exactly. So that's where I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change. And I was like, and so what I suggested was, you should go, if this were my song, I would go even higher at the very end. So I need you to stay. He went originally, I need you to stay. And I was like, what if you went, I need you to stay, because I can hear the audience. You got to picture the audience going, stay. That's how light switch. I picture people. Turn me on like a light switch, like light switch. I just you gotta gotta talk to yourself a lot to make music.
Right. What I want to know is because we see you on TikTok sitting pretty much where you are right now, which is at your little workstation. And we know that it goes through your head 24/7, no matter what you do. You're thinking about music in some way, shape, or form. But how many hours a week? Most of us work a 40-hour week, right? How many hours a week do you actually sit down and actually work on music?
Well, remember, it's not like I go on TikTok and the song is perfect. I make probably 9 other videos of songs that I don't think are worthy enough and just aren't that good, that you'll never see. So it's not like I just think of an idea every day, and every time you see my TikTok, it's just me thinking of a perfect, well laid out song. There's about 9 other ideas, or maybe even more, that are just not nearly as good. So it's a little bit more regimented than you might think. I wake up, like, I'm going to work at 9 a.m. I drive down Melrose. I think of a melody in my head. Like, I thought of Light Switch while I was showering, like the idea that I wanted a sound, like an onomatopoeia in a song, like, and I wanted the sound to be the title of the song, and I wanted the sound to be part of the rhythm, the drums of the song, so I saw a light switch, and it kind of just checked all the criteria boxes of of the song that I wanted to make that day. So I saw the light switch. I'm like, what if I could turn my crazy brain off with a light switch? If I just wish I could turn my brain off with a light switch, and it was the slow ballad. I'm like, well, this is depressing. Let's make the fastest song that is played on Sirius, and it's 184 BPMs and goes to 79 BPMs, and it has a light switch sound in it. It's either, and I was like, this is either the worst song I've ever made or the best song.
Love it. I mean, I'm really digging the hair. I'm obsessed with it. But is it an occupational hazard? I feel like it's getting in your eyes a little bit. What's the plan with it? Are we going longer? Are we going to cut it eventually? Are we going to color it? What's the plan?
It's hard to have it's hard to drive sometimes, and hard to look people in the eye. But like, I almost remember in Billy Madison, not Billy Madison, it was not Mr. Deeds, it was the movie where Adam Sandler, Big Daddy, when he gave Cole Sprouse the glasses and said, put these glasses on and you feel invisible. Ask me any hard-hitting question. That's
funny, Charlie. That's funny.
Oh, that's crazy.
Give me what you got, Morning Matchup. Give it.
I love it.
Charlie, I have another compliment for you. I did not know that you were rejected by Juilliard, the famous school. And I want to compliment you. I want to compliment you on encourage another who was rejected by, I think his name is Abe or something like that. Somebody else was, I don't know if you, Axel. He was rejected by Juilliard, and Charlie went to cheer him up. Now, Charlie, you were rejected by 5 other schools or 4 other schools also, musical schools. Yeah. Well, let's call them out, man. Who the hell are they?
Screw them! Screw them!
Well, in all honesty, that's what people started to do. And Juilliard is an amazing, prestigious academy of music. It's like the best in the world. And I ended up going to Manhattan School of Music, which is another great college in Berkeley. And there's nothing wrong with getting, it was kind of a blanket statement for everybody. It's not, rejection is part of life. Rejection is supposed to be a beautiful thing, because it kind of, it's almost like you take the same road every day and you had no idea that there was a side road that actually got you there quicker, that all the locals would use, and they only use it, but like Waze took you there. Like rejection allows you to go another route that you wouldn't maybe have taken before. So that's all I was saying. And I don't like, what I love about TikTok is that people really show their true selves, where I think for a while we were making we were jazzing our lives up a little bit and face tuning our faces, and I just saw a kid crying that he didn't get into somewhere, and I've done that. I've been in there too, so I just wanted to show him that look where I ended up.
No, I identified with that a lot, Charlie, because I went to Syracuse, which is well known for being a huge broadcasting school. but I was a history major because I failed a spelling test. And I never got to I never got to do the journalism programs or the broadcasting programs, but it made me more passionate about what I wanted to do and find ways to go do it. Yeah. And so like I identified with what you were saying so much, like you hit the nail on the head. Like it does open. You think it's a door shutting, but if you really do it, it's more doors opening.
Yeah, I agree with the same thing, Charlie, because I experienced the same thing. You ever hear the School of Performing Arts in New York City? You ever remember y'all remember the show Fame?
Yeah.
Based on that school, I was rejected from that school also. Yeah. And then, rejection is a trip, but it's part of your success because when you could relate, once that happened to me, I go, oh yeah, I ain't got no talent. Oh yeah. All right. Okay. We'll see. And it
I'll show you.
Made me determined to make it, Now
and how many millions of people listen to you guys every day?
Hey!
I mean, right. Thank you,
Charlie. We've been talking about like everything that you've been putting out, watching you develop songs and things like that. And I know you're not actually going to probably reveal it. Maybe you will, but like, what are you putting together in the edit booth right now that hasn't hit your TikTok yet that we might see who's on it? What's do we get a little just a little something? Do we get a preview of what's
Give us a bone for your pals.
Well, I'll tell you, I've always put a little bit of front up in all the music that I've put out. I've almost gone all the way and showing everything that I'm feeling and what's going through my head, but I've always put just a little bit of a wall up because I never wanted everybody to know everything about me. But now it's, every artist says this, but it's kind of a new thing for me because I've truly never done it before. You're going to listen to this album and know more about me than I might know about me. It's my just like my TikToks are my personality. This album is my personality with chords and melody entangled in it. And again, I had to be by myself a lot while making these songs. I had to talk to myself, and it was a lot of figuring out what I was doing, and what happened 2 years ago or 4 years ago or 5 years ago, stuff that I kind of just shoved under the rug. And I had to bring it back up privately in my head. So I would lay on that couch in that studio and just repeat sentences over and over again. Like Light Switch is probably the only song on the album that is just, I wanted it to be my shape of you, like Ed. I wanted it just to be a no nonsense, just like dance record that people just don't have to think about.
You keep saying album. What percentage of the album is done?
Oh, the album's done.
Oh, the album's done.
Okay, good, cool.
I'm just messing with everybody.
Charlie, the bigger you get, the more popular you get, and the more talented you are, the more people are going to love you and embrace you. But there are a good amount of haters. How do you deal with that when people say nasty things or write nasty things? And we talked to John Cena about it the other day. And I was telling him how I was the girl who always just like writing back, like, screw you, you don't know anything. And like the boys would be like, stop. But, that's got to be hard when you're in the public like that to not, or on such a big platform like you, to not let it get to you. What do you do and how do you handle that?
What I take away from that question is, are people bullying John Cena?
Well, you've got a point there.
Some people.
Wait, he pulled out his peacemaker and they stopped.
Good question.
That's like me throwing an egg at Mike Tyson. That's
right. Dangerous. But everybody's got computer muscles and they're sitting at home and write nasty things and they don't care and they just want to put other people down. But are you able to deal with that? Does it really get to you? What do you do?
I forget to eat lunch sometimes. I'm so in my head. Like I will wake up I will get to the studio at 7 a.m. at times and it'll be 5 p.m. and be like, wow, I should drink some water. I'm so in my musical head that I don't purposely even try to, because I'm fully aware of what's happening on the internet with me. It's not like I'm that out of touch, but I hear a doorbell and I'm like, I need to make a song out of that. And I genuinely just forget about whatever else is happening because I'm just so obsessed with the feeling that music gives me when I nail something. And that is the truth, honest answer. And sometimes, and then when it pops up again, I'm like, okay, I need to maybe make a song about this.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
out of my mind.
Right.
Nice to be out of your mind, right? If you're getting hit with negativity like that, why not?
It works in my favor.
Great.
We love Light Switch. Thank you so much, Charlie, for being here. And next time, let's do this in person and get off.
Yeah, Charlie, miss seeing you, buddy.
Miss you.
seeing you,
I miss the hugs that Stanley would give
I know,
me.
the best hugs ever. Ever.
Charlie, they were all extremely sincere, as you felt them, and I'm glad you said that. I miss seeing you, buddy, for real.
I love you all. I miss you all dearly.
We love you
See
too,
you, man.
Charlie.
See you,
Take
Charlie.
care.
Thank you.